gone to turn around. And now it seems the walls are crashing down.
Welcome to the Fresh Squeeze Podcast.
Welcome to the Fresh Squeeze Podcast. We are joined as normal by a kitten to my right, Jason to my left, and it is in fact the cheddar that binds us.
That it is.
It is so beautiful, so crumbly, and
Nom 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 nom.
grass-fed beef straight from Ireland. Anyway,
So it's
why
been
don't you go ahead?
I was just going to say, it's been a while since we've had just us two podcast. How does it feel?
Feels empty inside.
Empty inside, not having any
Still a
guests?
piece of my heart is missing.
Okay. Well, we have a wonderful episode in plan for you today. So we're going to do an episode on Florida Man.
Florida Man!
And I thought that, it's only appropriate that since we're doing Florida Man, that we had kind of like a Florida Man intro. And I actually found one out on the internet, so we'll give her a quick look-see here.
Bring it on.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way.
No recollection of that happening at all.
This store sells some good liquor.
It hasn't been your day, your week, your month, even your year, but I'll be there for you.
Stanley boy. And there you have it. We have now been introed into Florida Man.
It's almost as though I can smell the mothballs and stale, pasty, white college boy crap anyway.
Yeah. It's going to be an adventure, but a fun adventure nonetheless.
Quite.
So you shared a little bit of a link, and you thought it would be kind of fun.
I did.
Well, what is it?
It is a link to a website wherein you can type in your birth date
Okay.
and have a news article on Florida Man come up based on what your birth date is.
Dang. That sounds like a blast. Let's go ahead and...
A blast? Are you trying to say these Florida people have bombs now? Or was that just another meth lab explosion?
I know for a fact that they have bombs. I've been
Fair
researching for Florida Man for the past week. So I've got
There you go.
this Florida Man birthday challenge up here. It looks like it's a little small for the chat to see, so we'll have to scroll in. So
Right.
we're gonna be dating ourselves here, aren't we?
I am actually dating a woman that I've been with for 7 years, so no thank you.
But I mean, you've got to be dating yourself a little bit, because if you can't make yourself
Well, I
happy,
mean,
then you can't
besides-
make somebody else
Oh.
happy. That's after the date. Come on.
Or before and after. I mean, sometimes this little whore right here, let me tell you,
She takes it all, huh?
always.
Well, since you're youngest, why don't you give me your birthday here?
Okay. Well, should I give you my real birthday or a fake one?
That's up to you, I guess.
October 14th.
Okay.
Pop that baby in there.
You don't have a year in particular? Because it's probably going to require a year.
Nah, it just says example July 21. So
Oh,
you might have
okay.
to type October in.
Okay, here we go. What's the...
Oh,
any of
it's all
these
based
pop-
on thumbnails. Just go through the list slowly.
This is... Wait a minute. This one's 14th, so you have to be on this one.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So a toddler, man, this one's already bad.
Oh,
Yeah, man, this is bad luck. This is bad luck.
I
Uh,
spit on bad luck. Did you hear about that rock in Japan that split in half spontaneously?
It's split in half.
Yeah, there was a monolithic rock of some sort that had been there, well, since rocks were invented. And it was said to house an evil Japanese spirit of a kitsune that tried to assassinate a Japanese emperor in the 1100s. And it split in half spontaneously.
Well, let's look at this real quick because it looks like Kenzie gave hers out too, so we'll have to check that out.
All right, yeah, that works.
So
And good on
the
you, Kenzie. Audience participation is always welcome.
Yay.
Hop on, baby.
So the incident took place. It's so the headline is a toddler shot his mother with a gun he found at home. See, gun safety. You got to lock that stuff up, guys. Come
Always,
on.
always.
And the toddler's father was charged with reckless killing. The incident took place. I don't think we need to go into the entire full of this, but yeah, lock up your guns. Lock up your guns.
Gist of it is a baby killed a woman, and her husband slash boyfriend was charged with her murder because he didn't lock up his gun.
Yeah.
Take that, Texas.
Get out of here, Texas. So this next one here. Oh, we need to move the chat box. There we go. My goodness.
Your
All right.
goodness. Why not all of our goodness?
It is all of our goodness. See, all I
Ooh.
wanted to do is make that wonderful transition again. Because
Okay.
it's lovely. So this one's potentially kind of fun. A car hit a man doing In My Feelings challenge in Florida. This is Kenzie's birthday here. After being hit by the car, the man received a national attention. Well, I'm not surprised by that, I guess. The reason for the interest is not clear. According to the In My Feelings trend that has just emerged in the internet world, people get out of their cars and dance to Drake's popular song and record these moments on video. Authorities have informed people that such behavior can pose a danger. Ignoring the warnings of the authorities, 22-year-old Jalen Norwood from Boynton Beach had unwanted moments while trying to keep up with the trend. In the video uploaded to Instagram, Norwood shows off her dance. I'm guessing it's supposed to be a he.
Hey, who knows?
I'm just saying, they've been using he previously. Anyway,
Maybe it spontaneously changed. Who are you to judge?
fair. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I see what you're doing there. But anyway,
You saw what I did, sir.
according to the challenge, Norwood was supposed to jump on a car that entered the video, but the car collided head on. All right, let's check this
Oh,
out.
no.
We got to see this.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding?
Oh!
Oh,
Dang!
damn.
He somehow survived that? That's
Back to the
insane.
action.
I'm
Go
going to
back
turn
to
the
the
sound
action.
off. I got to turn
I
the
gotta
sound off.
see the impact again.
What in the...
That's
Oh,
what, oh,
dang,
that-
dude.
that is what you get for wearing sandals, you loser.
Oh, it does a follow-up here, I think.
All we
Wow.
got was a
He is
skinned
lucky.
elbow.
He is lucky that that didn't do more damage. Interesting.
Wait. Go back up.
What?
92-year-old yoga legend raves his face off at a techno music festival.
That he does. That is not Florida man, though. We got to stay on topic,
Well,
man.
it still seemed interesting. Just saying.
We still got almonds to do. We got to
That
do...
we do. Miss Almond, your birthday is coming up.
It is. So what? Any final thoughts about that last one?
Don't dance. It hurts people.
Yeah, don't dance on the road.
Don't
Probably
dance,
a good
period.
idea.
Have you not seen Footloose? It is the devil's fun.
Wow. Okay, so this one is almonds.
Hey, do you want to accept those cookies?
Which cookies? Oh, those cookies.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't really. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a Florida man is accused of kicking a chicken.
He
Accord-
wasn't even convicted of
You can
kicking a
tell.
chicken.
You can tell. Look at that. Look at those eyes. That's a chicken kicker.
Dude, no.
That
On
is a.
Skyrim, if I miss the chicken with an arrow, I don't get flogged by the guards. This guy was simply accused of it.
Oh, fair enough. Well, we have to read more into it, but I'm just saying I would not put it past that guy to be a chicken kicker.
Chicken kicker.
I'm just saying he's not somebody that would choke a chicken. I mean, I think he wouldn't go that far, but he'd definitely give him a slap, give him a kick. That's where he's at. According to authorities' statement, a man who did not hit the ball to the chicken. What? What?
Huh?
I'm confused by this already. We just
Continue.
get nothing.
Maybe there will be clarity.
Okay, I'm going to just continue because I'm already confused. According to a statement from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, 43-year-old Nicholas Kevin Chu was arrested. Hey, Chu. What? Was arrested on Monday for animal cruelty. In the Miami Herald report, Chu told authorities that he kicked the chicken and was disturbed by the sound of the chicken. Well, don't kick it then. Come on. I bet if you got kicked, you make out some disturbing noises. Come on, dude. The incident took place in Marathon on March 22nd. According to the newspaper statement, the sheriff's office received a call for a local debate. Sergeant Wen Joel Slough, I don't know how to do that. I probably butchered that. Slough? Slough?
SLUFF. That's how that
Okay.
particular wording is pronounced.
Sergeant Wen Joel Slough arrived on the scene. Chu's girlfriend was angry with Chu for kicking the chicken and hurting her. Chu said he kicked the chicken and was disturbed by the sound of it. Now we're repeating ourselves. The sheriff's office said in a statement, according to a witness, Chu didn't kick the chicken like hitting a soccer ball. They got to get specific into it. Slough found a Rhode Island chicken standing on one leg and breathing hard at the scene. Oh, that's sad. The chicken was taken
Rhode
to...
Island chicken?
Yeah, that's rather specific. Is that like a breed of some sort?
I don't fucking know. What am I, a chickenologist?
Hey, well, you're supposed to know this.
Why am I supposed to know that?
Wow, so...
Because I go to KFC twice a week? I don't, but still.
So the owner of the
a
chicken...
chickenologist.
The owner of the chicken will bring an accusation against the man. Chu, who will appear on court on June 11th, is being held on a $10,000 bail.
Jesus Christ, $10,000 for kicking a chicken?
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't choke one, because it's probably more money.
I mean, in fairness, if you kick the chicken in Legend of Zelda, they fucking kill you.
Well, that's a much more brutal world.
That it be.
I mean, they do have monsters and, like, bosses that are just stealing women and stuff. In which,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, I mean, it's a wild, wild world.
Yeah, and Almond saying LOL chicken kicker in chat just made me realize if you call somebody a chicken kicker, it sounds like you're reprimanding them for something. Hey, you chicken kicker, get on over here.
That kind of reminds me, which I'm not going to go into the skit, of what was it? Oh shoot, what was the sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses?
Devil's Rejects?
Yeah, Devil's Rejects, where he's talking about the chicken fucker. Anyway,
Have
that
you
would be
forgotten?
even bigger fine. So if you this is the tier of chicken abuse, is if you just kick a chicken, you might, $10,000 bail, you're going to get put in jail. You choke a chicken, who knows what it is? I'll have to look it up and see if there's some specifics there. But if you
Here's
fuck
the
a
thing
chicken,
about the whole chicken fucker thing, you're forgetting where it originated. Super Troopers. Come on.
I didn't know that those that Super Troopers was before Devil's Rejects.
Pretty certain, not guaranteeing it,
Fair
will
enough.
identify. Un moment, s'il vous
Well,
plaît.
while you're
You
doing
go ahead
that,
and move on while I'm doing
I was
that.
going to say, while we're doing that, we've got a Port St. Lucie, Florida dog takes car for a drive backwards in circles.
Well, residents we talked to who live in this Port St. Lucie neighborhood say it's pretty quiet here. But imagine
Super
this, at
Troopers is
8:30 this
first.
morning, they walked outside and saw this.
There's a cop out there now. I think he's going to try to get into it.
Yes, that's video of a car with what looks like no driver moving in circles in this cul-de-sac in Port St. Lucie.
First, I thought I saw somebody backing up, but then they kept going, and I'm like, okay, what are they doing? And then the cops came, and I'm like, okay.
It happened at around 8:30 in the morning.
Then the
Turn my
fire
light up.
department showed up, and I'm like, okay.
But if you look closely, you can see a driver. Well, sort of.
And then I saw the dog get out of the car, and it was a big black lab or something, and I'm like, okay. This is
Florida
turning
dog.
weird.
Turns out the human driver left the car running when he stepped out for a moment. And police say the car was accidentally left in reverse with the dog inside. You
Do
can
you hear the slow-mo voice in the background? What is that? I didn't notice that before. I'm going to put that back.
This is turning weird.
Turns out the human driver left the car running when he stepped out for a moment. And police say the car was accidentally left
Really?
in reverse with the dog inside.
Really?
You can also see the tire tread marks on the street
Somebody
and a smashed
fire that
mailbox
editor.
that got in the way. We talked to the homeowner. He didn't want to go on camera, but tells us the driver says he'll replace it. In the meantime, residents continue to talk about the day it wasn't so quiet in their quiet neighborhood.
I saw this car going around the circle, and it was doing it for about an hour. And when the cops got the door open, the black dog
About
jumped
an
out.
hour?
I was like, they should give that thing a license.
And you can see there's still some debris out here where this
She's
all
just
happened.
kicking
but
it for
neighbors say
dramatic
once
effect.
that car finally stopped, they were just glad that no one was injured.
Dude, I'm just saying, since we've been doing this podcast, I've had to watch a lot more newscasters than I really want to. You can tell some of them, they're all like, hey, camera guy, I'm going to go over and kick some of this debris. Make sure you get it in the shot.
Yeah, make sure you get a picture of my Prada heels kicking these sticks.
Oh, man.
That's a good point, Kenzie. That dog was probably extremely confused.
In
But
Port
my
St. Lucie,
God,
Angela Rozier,
That lady
WBF
said
25
that car
News.
was going for an hour.
The dog's
That
just
alone
like,
is
please,
impressive.
please make it stop. Please. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, this next one, we've got Florida man crashes stolen truck twice at Fort Walton Beach gas station.
What? I'm sorry, say that again?
This man crashes a stolen truck twice at Fort Walton Beach gas station.
My golly.
They actually have a brief video of the incident here. Let me see if it's gonna load here. Here it is.
Oh, God.
And he just backs up. And then here we go.
Is that
Hold
a
my
truck,
beer.
though? That looks like a van.
Oh, freaking ridiculous.
Wow.
Well, anyway, this guy entered the parking lot of the Sefco and forcibly removed the victim from his company vehicle. Police say in a release, Sutton then attempted to run over the victim who was fleeing on foot. During Sutton's attempt to strike the victim, Sutton struck a parked vehicle and a fuel island where the victim was attempting to seek shelter. Police say he sped through the parking lot to flee the scene, but struck a light pole. When they arrived at the scene, they located the guy on the property, and following a short altercation with officers, Sutton was taken into custody. He was charged with carjacking, aggravated assault with intent to commit a felony, resisting without violence, and possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. They said, due to quick response of the Fort Walton Police Department, they took a guy off the street or whatever. Anyway. Interesting.
Very interesting, but
I don't
you
think
know,
that's the whole story.
I don't think so either. But even so, that is a little mild by Florida man standards.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody got killed.
Well, you act like we are kind of pushing for that, which shame on you, but at the same time, haha, people dying, hilarity, nihilism, yay. Either way.
Life is a comedy.
Yeah, life is very much a comedy. Very, very much a comedy.
That it is.
All right. How about we look into a Florida police officer answering the call?
Okay.
What does that sound like? A problem or a solution?
Sounds to me like a problem.
I would say so, considering the state of police in the United States nowadays. Not going to get into it too much, but still. A Florida person versus a cop. Sounds like a pretty even match.
I guess.
Because, I mean, if you shoot a Florida person, they don't go down easy.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got going on.
Hold on. We got to get this over here. I'm going to turn the sound on here.
Now! Drop the knife! Drop the knife now! 10:33. Drop it! Get back. Back up. Drop the knife now! Drop it.
He's just standing there.
Drop the knife.
I mean, it's not like he's going to run in.
Drop the knife. Drop it now.
I'm saying she is just standing there.
Put it down.
I mean, he is too.
Put the knife down. Put it down. Put the knife down.
You say I'm going to cut you to pieces?
Put it down now.
She said you're not going to cuff me, I think.
Put the knife down. Put it down. Drop it. Drop the knife. Put it down. Put the knife down.
What?
You killed my family?
Put the knife down.
You're part of the machine.
Drop the knife.
You act like I'm the
Drop
killer and
the
I'm not
knife.
until I kill you.
Drop the knife now.
Oh! Got her.
Oh, damn! Stiff as a board.
Drop the knife.
Dang.
Drop
She
it
went stiff as
now.
a fucking board.
That was craziness.
But, like, notice she didn't, like, in every other tasering video that I've ever seen, when they get hit with the taser, they start screaming and crying out in
Please
pain,
welcome
which
President.
to be expected. But in this video, she just went, head popped up, mouth fell open.
Well, I mean, I guess that's probably the best thing at that point. I mean, he asked her quite a few times to drop the knife and just kind of didn't do it. This one's kind of both, this next one here.
Well, before we move on, I just want to point out that not once did I hear that cop say please.
That's true, I guess. I mean, yeah. Should probably just do it whether they say please or not, but
I mean, if he had said please, or even Simon Says, maybe she would have done what he told her.
this one's kind of
Hey, you never know, Kenzie. It's possible.
it's
They
both
could have an Oscar Wildean sense of humor.
it's both a little bit sad, but it's also happy because it the sad is going away. So we'll go over and give this one a look. Nearly 150 dogs rescued in Florida.
That gate is secured. There's loose dogs here.
In the arms of the angel.
Today we're in Dixie County, Florida. We were invited here by the Sheriff's Department. We came on scene this morning around 8 a.m. and found over 100 dogs in squalid conditions.
The puppers.
Oh, thank you.
Cerberus.
Thank you. A large portion of the dogs did not have food or water available, and there are a myriad of health issues that we've found so far today. There appears to be numerous skulls of deceased animals.
Oh, man.
So that's really disturbing to see.
It doesn't
Well,
matter how many.
stopped
Great,
it.
too.
At least they stopped it.
That they
At least
did,
they
but
stopped
can we like not anymore?
Right.
This is killing my vibe, dude.
Killing your vibe. Killing your
Yeah.
vibe.
Killing the vibe.
Well, what about the next one?
What about the next one?
I think that to be able to understand the Florida man, you have to understand what Florida man has to deal with. And one of them is just sometimes an alligator can steal your football.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How do you know that that football was stolen and that gator did not get a souvenir from a Penn State game?
I'd be willing to bet it's probably stolen.
You didn't consider the facts because you only think about yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying an alligator was actually spotted with a football in its mouth.
That alligator has feelings.
And it was posted, they went over and they posted an image of the gator. And it went over and went viral. A bunch of people were talking about it.
Oh. Well, by golly.
So the image sparked some debate between viewers on whether the gator was trying to eat it or practicing his football skills. And then another one. This one's even better. Maybe he wants to play for the Florida Gators. They got some jokers. Anyhow.
So funny.
That is one serious gator right there. He's playing games. He's playing games.
He seriously looks like my dog when the dog has a toy that's a little too big for her mouth.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
surprised.
funny.
I mean, their teeth are relatively sharp. I'm surprised that it was still inflated.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am being joined by my most reclusive cat. Her name is Poe. She's a little sweetheart. Want to be on camera, little girl? You want to be on camera? You want it? I think she does.
So for our next Florida man, a young woman who was violently attacked in a Miami robbery is speaking out after her pooping pet helped nab the suspect. She called Monday night's incident outside her apartment in Edgewater the scariest moment in her life. She said, "I'm going to die. Honestly, I thought it was like either a kidnapping, he was going to rape me. I thought so much worse than just a robbery." The 19-year-old had returned home from class at the University of Miami and taken her Pomeranian Roulette out for a walk. She was returning to her condo in the area of Northwest 30th Street and 7th Avenue when Roulette left some droppings on the stairs. When she knelt down to clean it up, the alleged robber struck. The guy just came in from behind me and he choked me and put his hand over my mouth, and he told me not to speak or he'd kill me with a knife. So, she started screaming, and eventually the suspect ran off. A short time later, the police caught up with the woman who matched the description of the robbery suspect. When she interviewed the detective, he denied being involved with the robbery, but the detective, noticed a brownish stain on his shirt that matched the dog poop from the scene.
Wow.
Get shit on, dude. her like feces that I was trying to clean up got messy on the whole crime scene, and it ended up on my laptop and my school books. Gross. She said, Roulette deserves some of the credit for nabbing the subject. 100%, so she is a hero, she said. She still has a mark on her neck from the attack, and she's carrying pepper spray and planning on taking self-defense classes.
Gives new meaning to the term, I have a crap top.
So the next one we got is a video. And this one, I think, is pretty viral. But it's time for Donkey. We're going to go ahead and check it out here.
See what we got going on.
Let's see.
Off from the rest of the United States and making it its own territory, because the things that happen in Florida don't happen anywhere else. And this is one of those cases. See, Douglas Kelly is a meth head, ladies and gentlemen, and when you are out here working hard for your money, okay, and you are spending your hard-earned money on meth, you need to make sure that you are buying the best meth money can buy. Okay, think about it. You're taking a penitentiary chance every time you purchase meth. You are risking your health, your freedom, your life. So the least you want when you get some meth is some good stuff. Okay, well, Douglas just wanted to make sure that the meth he bought was popping. So when you buy some meth from Florida and you want to know if it's good or not, what do? If you buy some meth in Florida and smoke it and it's not good, what do? Let's go to Fox 35 Orlando for the report, please.
A crime alert now that was very easy for deputies to solve. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says this guy came to them. He asked deputies to test his meth. What was he thinking? Well, he said he had a bad reaction to it, and he wanted to press charges against the guy who sold it to him. Well, they tested it. It tested positive for meth, and they arrested him.
Round of applause to Florida, ladies and gentlemen.
Womp womp.
Florida, you never cease to disappoint. Okay, look.
Yeah. That's, yeah. I guess, so I'm just going to say, if you look that up, if you just look up, guy calls cops to test his meth, this has happened a bunch of times, actually.
Really?
There's like all kinds of different instances of that, but anyway.
You know, I feel like I should be surprised about that, but I'm not.
So what do you got for the next one, Mike?
What do I got? Well, I got something, buddy. I got something. Excuse me. All right. What we got next? The Florida man who threw a chair at a federal prosecutor gets 80 months in additional prison time.
80 months, huh?
You know, just reading that headline kind of upsets me because of one very rage-inducing thing about the human condition here. When you find a woman who has a baby, walk up to her and say, "Hey, how old's the baby?" Because you're trying to be nice. And she says, "Oh, he's 22 months." Bitch, I'm being nice to you. I don't want to do math.
All right.
Rant over. Let's see what this is all about.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I don't know why you're adding an accent to that.
Because I can do my own version of it.
Fair enough.
So he hurled a chair, huh?
Hurled a chair.
That he did.
Hurled a chair. Yeah. What a fun word hurl is. All right. So, 40 or bad start already. A 34-year-old Florida man who hurled a chair at and threatened to kill an assistant United States attorney after receiving an unfavorable jury verdict has been sentenced to an additional 80 months in prison. Federal prison. That's 5 years and like 9 months, maybe. It all starts back. It all starts back in November 7th, 2019. A South Florida federal jury found 34 of Palm Beach Gardens guilty of committing various firearms and witness tampering crimes. I'm not doing that anymore, it hurts. As members of the jury left the courtroom after delivering their verdict, Wilkins picked up a chair close to him and flung it at the assistant U.S. attorney prosecuting his case, barely missing the prosecutor. While Deputy United States Marshals worked to restrain the defendant, Wilkins yelled at the attorney that Wilkins would kill him. Wilkins was charged in a separate case with assault and threatening to kill a federal prosecutor. On Monday, a jury found Wilkins guilty, and a U.S. District Attorney Eileen M. Cannon sentenced him to 80 months in prison.
That's crazy.
This sentence will run consecutive to the 210-month sentence that he received on the underlying gun and witness tampering convictions, and in short, Wilkins can expect to spend the next 24 years in federal prison.
Man.
Juan Antonio Gonzalez, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida.
Yeah, they don't mess around when you start throwing chairs and stuff at people in the courtroom.
Have they not seen the Boondocks? If you throw a chair, it starts some shit. Did you see that episode?
I have not.
Okay. If you throw a chair, it starts some shit.
For sure. For sure.
JS.
So,
JS.
This is another one that's pretty but this Florida man, commissioner in Brevard County, is facing intense criticism from marine advocates. And can you imagine why?
He fucked an alligator?
Well, I don't think people would criticize that. I mean, alligators need loving too.
Alligators do need loving, but I also have to admit there is a lot of bravery involved in that.
That's also very true. Very true.
And considering Florida is Florida, he would probably receive a pat on the back for fucking an alligator. Pat on the back.
New at 10 o'clock, a county commissioner in Brevard County is getting a whole lot of attention after he floated an idea to help control the manatee crisis.
He says population control may be the key.
When you get too many bear, what do? You have a hunt. You kill the bear. What are you going to do if you have to start killing manatees and you can't pick them up and move them?
Many are outraged, even at the suggestion of killing the manatees. Fox 35's Lara Greenberg is live tonight. And Lara, you talked to this commissioner. How is he responding to all the backlash?
Yeah, well, the commissioner is certainly catching heat for his statements about killing manatees. And tonight when we spoke to him, he actually doubled down on his comments.
Wow.
I was absolutely serious. Absolutely serious. This is something that needs to be looked at. And we need people in this state to do exactly that.
Brevard County Commissioner Kurt Smith wants the state to consider killing manatees like other states do with their overrun deer and bear populations.
Not a good solution. I am very for protecting the manatees.
I don't like it. Nature is nature. God gave us what he gave us. He put these here for a reason.
Smith suggested it at a recent board meeting during a discussion about the dying population.
If you killed a manatee, my God, the world would come to an end.
That one lady looked like a who.
Go back to it.
All right, I gotta find it.
But I think some.
It's back here. This lady.
I am very for protecting the manatees.
I don't like it. Nature is nature.
Like
God gave us what he gave.
Anyway, what were you saying?
She said God gave us what he gave us. God does not exist in Florida.
Each individual Florida man is their own God.
I don't know what to think about that. I'm going to have to consult a local priest and ask if God exists in Florida.
I like White Tiger's comment, kill the mermaids, war in Atlantis.
He put these here for a reason.
Smith suggested it at a recent board meeting during a discussion about the dying population.
If you killed a manatee, my God, the world would come to an end. But I think something has to be considered along those lines.
More than 1,000 manatees died last year, starved from a lack of seagrass, in part due to pollution.
The environmentalists that have tried to get the manatee population up, they're all almost a victim of their own circumstances because they've been too successful.
Smith says the water's getting cleaner and sea cows are still dying, and that handling pollution will not solve the manatee issue fast enough.
I love manatees. Everybody loves manatees. Back in 2000, there was only about 2,000 manatees. Now the count's like 8,000. How many are enough?
What?
And manatees are currently protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act, and the commissioner says that he's really...
Yeah. He's
I
just
have
like
to save these beautiful ocean creatures, man.
the number of manatees in this water or in these waters is too damn high.
Bringing up a classic meme there,
Yeah,
dude.
he's just not having it, dude. How do I minimize this?
Good
The
question.
screen is just, here we go, exit full screen. Yay, I figured it out.
Yay.
So this next one here, we've got a road rage incident, and it
Oh
actually
my.
came from this same show here, but we're just gonna skip on ahead to the part where he
Please.
reads it off.
A Largo man is behind bars after police say he shot at a man during a road rage argument. Pinellas Park police officers say 34-year-old Robert Lewis was yelling at another driver on US 19 when that guy threw a banana at his car. Lewis allegedly responded by shooting at that driver. Officers
Of
tell
course.
8 on Your Side the victim was not
How
hit
else?
but was cut by shattered glass.
You know how they say some of y'all playing checkers, but others playing chess? Well, in this situation, one of y'all was playing Mario Kart, the other was playing Grand Theft Auto. Okay, I really think Peter Solid Jr. thought that he could throw a banana peel on the road and cause Robert Lewis to spin out. The banana is the most common item in Mario Kart. Meanwhile, a pistol is the most common firearm in Grand Theft Auto. Y'all not playing the same game. And
Crazy stuff, crazy stuff.
See, I read the headline in the Google document that we put together, and I thought for sure that Banana Man was going to be like a man dressed as a banana. That would have been quintessential Florida material right there.
Yeah, I agree. But
But it would have to have the theme song from Benny Hill playing behind it.
for sure. So this one here is a little bit more in depth, but I thought it was kind of a neat story because it involves the government.
Government.
Yeah. So there was apparently a Florida man who was stealing some stuff from the U.S. government.
I got
It was like a whole entire conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Yes.
I got
So
this one, dude.
yeah,
All
let us
right,
know about it.
So, all right. Here's the headline. Who stole tons of valuable ammunition, brass from Army's top helicopter gun range? Feds focus on Florida man. The thief, wearing camouflage gear and gloves, crept through the woods into the Army base in southern Alabama, where most of the U.S. military helicopter pilots train. His objective? Collecting sandbags that he had filled with used 30mm brass shell casings from the attack helicopters flying and firing over the base's range during practice missions. With the value of scrap brass rising and each round of 30mm ammunition longer than an adult's outstretched hand, every haul of loaded sandbags could have been worth thousands of dollars. It had been harvested from an area on Fort Rucker off limits to civilians. It's the latest in a long string of thefts of increasingly valuable brass from American military bases across the country, a problem that has plagued the armed services since the early 2000s. In this case, Army criminal investigators believe their suspect stole nearly $40,000 worth of ammunition brass over months, but accidentally left behind clues to his identity pointing back to Florida. 2 Gatorade bottles with trace amounts of DNA. Far from the wooded foot trails of Fort Rucker in Alabama, the mystery of the stolen ammunition brass may have been solved after months of work by Army scientists in a laboratory in Georgia. A plot worthy of a primetime crime drama. In federal court records, military detective Robert Evans said the DNA on the Wait, hang on. Robert Evans? The breakfast guy?
I don't know. Breakfast guy, what do you mean?
Robert Evans breakfast. You never had those?
Oh, that's Bob. Oh, come on, that's Bob Evans. Are they
Bob's
just
short for Robert.
I get that, but I mean,
Anyway.
The
DNA on the Gatorade bottles belonged to Eric Lee Culpepper, Sr., 44, of Crestview in Florida's Panhandle, about 80 miles southwest of Fort Rucker. The court documents were filed in U.S. District Attorney for Northern District of Florida under a name and a case number with no obvious references to Culpepper, who was separately identified on sheriff's arrest warrants as a former gravedigger and construction farmer. Investigators said, I'm sorry?
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Investigators said Culpepper pawned an estimated 8 tons of ammunition brass at a scrap metal recycling company for $37,242.
That's a decent
between
haul.
February and October last year. Court records said this. The Army said it otherwise would have paid a vendor to collect the brass casings from the range for its own recycling. Culpepper has not been charged in the ammunition brass thefts in Alabama, even though 4 months have passed since investigators collected fresh DNA from Culpepper to compare against the crime scene. It took roughly the same amount of time after investigators submitted the Gatorade bottles for the lab scientists to report a match to Culpepper's DNA. Culpepper, who turns 45 on Saturday, could not be reached for comment. He did not return phone calls and social media messages for over 7 weeks. He also did not return messages left with his lawyer, ex-wife, former employers, or his friends and connections on his social media accounts. In Alabama, the ammunition brass thefts were uncovered in April after training rangers notified the Fort Rucker police station that they had found 6 sandbags of 30-millimeter brass shell ammunition casings alongside a trail in a wooded training area. The brass casings are used during Army pilot training on Boeing AH-64 Apache attack helicopters, said Jimmy E. Cummings Jr., Cumming, director for public affairs at Fort Rucker, where all Army and Air Force helicopter pilots are trained. The Apache is the Army's gunship, said Cummings, so when our Apaches fired during their training, where they learn to engage charges from the helicopter, all these casings fall to the ground in the impact area. Those areas at Fort Rucker are off limits to the public and are secured by gates with signs warning that no one is allowed to enter by order of the base's commanding officers, Cumming said. In the same area as the sandbags full of spent casings, investigators also found non-military grade camouflage backpack that contained a camouflage long-sleeve shirt, a pair of leather gloves, and a pair of cloth gloves. Next to the backpack lay the 2 Gatorade bottles. Scientists at an Army crime lab in Forest Park, Georgia, matched the DNA sample from those bottles to Culpepper in September 2021 using a combined DNA index system, or CODIS, according to an affidavit filed in federal court as part of a request for a search warrant. In November, detectives obtained a fresh DNA sample from Culpepper to use in the investigation. Culpepper's DNA was in CODIS national database, run by the FBI because of more than a 20-year criminal history, including 2 outstanding arrest warrants for contempt of court in a domestic violence case and failure to appear in court for a misdemeanor traffic infraction, according to Oskaloosa County Sheriff's offices and circuit court records.
That's probably good enough on that one, but
I would say so. There's a lot more of it.
Yeah,
So.
pretty much all they talk about later on is just how there's this is kind of like an interesting one. The price of red brass in Florida is roughly $2.25 per pound. So each of these ammunition casings is 1 pound. So It would take somebody reselling more than 16,000 casings to the amount that he, allegedly earned, which is $37,242. But there's like money laundering rules where he would have to have traded them in like a couple $1,000s per trade. He couldn't like just dump a bunch of them off because it'd probably get flagged or something.
Huh.
But
interesting.
Yeah, that's a ninja Florida man. Since
that is a ninja Florida man.
Since that was such a long read there, we've got another road rage incident here. This one, it's kind of like the same thing as the banana, but we'll just watch it. It explains over in the video here. Let's check it out.
Newly released video shows a driver pulling out his weapon and getting into a gunfight with another driver in the middle of I-95. Police are calling this a road rage incident, and the driver you see on the screen was arrested. Here's NBC6 reporter Kim Nguyen with a closer look at that amazing video and a warning tonight that some of you may find it disturbing. Kim.
Yeah, Jawan, that's right. Shocking, disturbing, dramatic, unbelievable. All these words describe the video that, we just saw and that you guys are about to see, showing two drivers getting into the middle of a shootout.
Well, I have a camera in your car if you're going to shoot people, but you'll see. The guy is claiming self-defense.
On a busy highway. June 21st, 7 o'clock in the morning. Bullets rang out on I-95 near Northwest 151st Street in Miami. Oh my God. This video was just released Friday from inside Eric Popper's car in what FHP is calling a road rage incident. It's hard to tell exactly what led to the shooting, but at one point you see Popper pull out his gun as the other car pulls up beside him. According to FHP, both vehicles shot at each other. The violent shooting filmed at different angles. Popper and the other driver eventually pulled over and called 911.
What happened? I was just shot at. My car was hit. I returned fire back at the individual.
Popper's attorney calls what happened self-defense.
That's not anything but defense, fear, safety for oneself.
The attorney claims the other driver shot first.
You hear a bang on Mr. Popper's car, akin to a gunshot, which precipitated the whole incident. So, in this manner, the audio and video evidence, we believe, exonerates him.
But according to a police report, the other driver claimed he didn't have a gun and threw a water bottle at Popper's car.
That was justified, and Mr. Popper is actually innocent.
These pictures show the aftermath of the shooting. Both cars left riddled with bullets. Despite the number of shots fired, no one was hurt.
Jeez. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Quite crazy indeed, sir.
Like, I'm just saying, I'm all for, having self-defense weapons, but it does have this additional problem of somebody throwing a banana or, somebody running at you with a bag of drinks and you just fucking gun them down in the street. Yeah, I just think that there's this additional problem of people just not having the correct training or the correct respect for the weapon.
I would say so.
But,
I would say so.
So this next one here, this is the headline I'm reading. So we're just gonna have to. I can't even make this up. I cannot even make this up. Florida man trying to flee from deputy on foot trips over his own feet, rummages through his backside, tossing drugs. Let's get into it.
Say that again, please.
Florida man trying to flee from deputy on foot trips over his own feet, rummages through his backside, tossing drugs. Yeah. After fleeing...
memories of Tijuana.
After fleeing from an attempted traffic stop, a Florida man was later taken into custody on multiple drug-related charges and resisting arrest. According to investigators, they confirmed that his driver's license had expired after pulling him over and attempted to conduct a traffic stop on the vehicle. At that time, he made an abrupt turn, they were trying to stop him, made an abrupt turn in an effort to evade the stop and was believed to be headed to a residence in Indiana Avenue, a location deputies know him to frequent. So when he arrived at the home, another deputy met him in the driveway, and he then attempted to flee on foot and tripped. The deputy attempted to secure him, but was met with resistance. Even after being cuffed, he continued to resist. While searching him, deputies located the marijuanas, prompted deputies to confirm that Schaefer's did not have a medical card, and placed him inside the patrol vehicle. Once inside, he began to kick the rear window, and then they're saying that his vehicle was towed. But they found on the front passenger seat a bunch of baggies, and I don't see where he was rummaging through his backside. Still waiting for that. So anyway, it led to the deputy reviewing the patrol vehicle's video In the video, Schaefer is seen rummaging in his buttocks while inside the jail sally port, and then turns to his side and appears to toss something. There is no room in Charlotte County for illegal narcotics, and my deputies will continue to make arrests of those who choose to use or deal them here. Let me be clear. If they're struggling with addiction, get clean. But if they don't take action, they're choosing to break the law. Anyway, I'm just saying that's a wild situation. You're literally being a mule at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
You're making yourself to be a handbag with two hands.
A handbag.
So one thing I've noticed that specifically Florida's got some really tough dating scene.
Does it?
Apparently.
I mean,
I'm just saying, apparently that is the case.
I feel like for a nickel bag, you could probably get laid by anybody down there.
Well, I mean, what's going on with this this Florida woman then on this next one?
Well, she was arrested for cyber stalking and trying to steal a victim's husband.
Really?
Yeah.
That's I mean, you're just saying that she didn't have the money to get somebody on the street?
Probably not. It's Florida. Everybody blows all their cash on football game tickets, Disneyland visits, and meth.
Yeah. The staples. The great staples.
Florida, come for the Disney and stay for the meth.
So what do you got on this one?
All right, so it's unclear exactly how this wild story got started, but it's one straight out of a made-for-TV movie. Girl becomes obsessed with someone else's husband. Girl starts acting crazy and trying to break up their marriage. Girl gets arrested. According to the detective with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, 29-year-old Irish... 79? Excuse me, 29-year-old
I was going to say,
Iris Rodriguez.
wow.
She looks damn good for 79.
She is.
She is a G MILF. All right. Anyway, 29-year-old Iris Rodriguez of Lake Worth Beach sent several harassing emails to the identified victim and her husband. Additional emails and messages were sent to the victim's family and friends, causing substantial emotional distress to the victim and sending no legitimate purpose. The arrest report states that the victim and her husband knew Rodriguez and in September of last year decided they no longer wanted any contact with her. They both told Rodriguez to stop coming to their house and calling them. They blocked her from their cell phones and all social media accounts. The victim said Rodriguez continued to text their cell phones, so they both changed their cell phone numbers. My cat just fell while I was trying to pick her up. My bad. After that, Rodriguez then started to reach out to their extended family members on social media, mainly through Facebook and instant messages, and Rodriguez sent sexually explicit images to the victim's father and his company website.
Wow.
Huh? All right. Both the victim and her husband stated that it was a sexually explicit picture of them and it was taken in their home. They believe Rodriguez took the photo off of somebody's cell phone without his permission. Without his permission?
Really?
Okay, now we know who that somebody is. Without his permission, and they did not give Rodriguez consent to share this photo with anyone. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office also obtained an email from Rodriguez to the victim's husband and her father that claims the man's wife was sending explicit photos of herself to people and making threats to expose one of the photos to the father's workplace. The email was accompanied by a sexually explicit picture of the man's wife sent without her consent. After a lengthy and dramatic investigation, Rodriguez was booked on Tuesday and released Wednesday afternoon. He's been charged with cyber stalking and sexual cyber harassment.
Craziness.
I feel like a single day in the penitentiary is not really enough for cyber stalking. Just saying. That shit can lead to straight up murder.
So
murder.
This next one is mildly wholesome, but in a Florida man way. Because I mean, you're just saying all of this has been pretty mild. So I'm just saying this must be just like a regular occurrence in Florida. I mean, I'm just saying it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Let's give her a look.
Welcome back. Check this out. Some terrifying moments for a Florida man as he saves his dog bear from a bear attack. Video seen here showing the hair-raising incident. Walter Hickox of Daytona Beach says he was bitten and scratched by the bear as he fought to rescue his 12-year-old dachshund named Pepper. Wow.
Yeah, take a look again. He springs into action. He actually pushes that bear outside, and then that bench, he uses it to kind of blockade him, keep that bear outside. All this while his partner, Carrie Hickox, and the two other dogs were inside behind where you see the camera here. Now, Hickox, as we heard, received some puncture wounds and slash marks to the back of the arm.
Bear's going
That's
for it,
because
man.
the bear actually used its teeth and claws on him. So, real scary situation here.
Did you see that little wiener dog?
Police out in the area say
It's all
this
like,
is the
fuck
second
this bear,
attack in
dude.
just the past week, a woman in DeBerry, Florida, was attacked while out walking her dog. She had to be sent to the hospital.
Craziness.
Come on, man. It's just a black bear. Black bears are pussies. You know the old saying.
Obviously, we
if
just
it's
saw that,
black,
right?
fight back. I mean, well, a bucket and a bench stopped it. And it was on the hunt
bucket
for
and a bench.
food. Yeah, he threw a bucket at it and then moved the bench.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
I'm just saying, you heard the old adage, haven't you? If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, kiss your ass goodnight.
I have not heard that before, but thank you.
I mean, it's
Thank
true.
you for sharing
If you run into a grizzly, you lay down. A hungry black bear can be highly aggressive. Yes, white tiger. However, they are also very skittish. So if you punch one in the mouth, it will probably run home crying to mama.
There you go.
JS. But if you run into a polar bear, you're fucked. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, unless it's starving, which is a thing that's happening these days.
I mean, even if they are starving, that'll just make them more aggressive, I would imagine.
Fair enough. But if they're weak from starvation, then...
Well, I mean, grizzlies may not be fooled by play dead, yes, but don't be like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. He shot that motherfucker twice, and it still mauled him.
Yeah.
Just saying. And that movie's based on true events, so it was all real.
I'm just saying, one thing to make note of is that CGI bears have at least probably 75 extra pounds. It's a camera effect.
Probably. The math adds up. Absolutely it does.
Why don't we, can you read off this next headline here? Because we've got a video for it.
Absolutely I can. It's a video. Excuse me.
So Florida
I got it. Florida woman who's a paralegal and law school student marries a man on death row.
She really loves him. Let's check it out.
Till death do us part, right?
He still claims innocence.
It's a very unique set of circumstances. Obviously, not everybody's going to understand that.
The music really adds to the effect.
It does.
It makes it seem mysterious, but maybe
I would say it makes it seem almost like something you would see on Lifetime.
It's mysterious, but just a hint of naughty. Just a hint of naughty.
A hint of naughty.
She became a paralegal.
And as cliche as it sounds, it was very immediate. We had that instant comfort with each other. Like you've known someone your whole life, and we spent a lot of time talking every day. We exchange messages every day. We listen to music together every night.
All right, pause it real quick.
So
I have an idea, a little humor here for this already somewhat silly instance here. Jason, I want you to play the part of a jailhouse personnel. I'm going to play the part of the woman. I want you to tell me, did you know that people in the electric chair often evacuate their bowels when they're being zapped?
Are you aware that people who are zapped very typically evacuate their bowels?
So hot.
Thanks for that.
Hey, it's Florida. We got to add a little bit of freakiness to it.
Okay. So it says here on this that this is getting back to the topic.
It was still on topic.
It's the second prison marriage for this Glossop guy who married a 20-year-old New Jersey woman in 2018 and divorced last year.
Huh.
That's also mysterious with a hint of naughty.
For
What
Rich,
is it about this
surviving
60-year-old man
execution,
that
3
attracts
execution
20-year-old females?
I'm not sure. He's got a silver tongue.
attempts, possibly facing a 4th. The
Well, if he
one
had a
thing
silver
he's
tongue, he'd
really
get out of the
taken
death
away
penalty.
from that is don't take anything for granted. Don't leave things undone, unsaid. Don't count on there being a tomorrow. Really live in the moment. And I think both of us do a good job at that. And that's why it was important to us that we
You
do
are
this
so
now.
deep, I
while
can't
we know
even
we
see
can
you
make
right
that
now.
commitment with each other now.
He was twice convicted for ordering the 1997 killing of a person who owned the Oklahoma City motel where he worked.
Wow.
Dang.
Ordering a hitman gets you a death penalty.
I didn't seek this out. I do not romanticize the situation. There is absolutely nothing romantic about the person.
Yeah. Interesting. That
Quite. But she does not romanticize the fact that he's on death row.
well, I'm just saying in Florida that might be a catch.
I mean, perhaps. I mean, it feels like that would be a catch in Florida, but I mean, I feel like she might be scamming to get an inheritance from him. Kind of like Anna Nicole
inheritance.
Smith did. But instead of millions of dollars in oil money, she's
Anna
getting
Nicole
3
Smith.
half-eaten candy bars.
My name's Anna Nicole Smith. Have you ever seen The Adventures of the Cow, or listened to The Adventures of the Cow with Adam Sandler and his old audio tracks that he did?
Adventures of the Cow, no, I have not.
Oh my
Contents
goodness.
of his present pocket. I mean, come on now. Another prisoner's jizz is not going to be on a will.
I'm just saying, if something's found in there, I'm sure it'll be given to her after the autopsy.
Like, imagine if it was like a shiny bauble that he had purchased with his commissary to give on their first anniversary. A whole carton of
man.
cigarettes. A carton of Parliaments.
Damn.
That is quite the prison pocket. He must have Jinko jeans.
You know, when I was still playing the occasional Escape from Tarkov, you had like essentially a 4-slot by default pocket we called the prison pocket. And I remember I was able to fit an Uzi up there.
You fit an Uzi in
I
your
could,
prison
oh
pocket.
yeah,
You
definitely.
sick bastard.
If you fold the stock, you can fit an Uzi in your prison pocket.
All right.
It's pretty. I guess it's.
I will take your word for it.
I'm not going to test it for science.
I don't blame you for not.
So we've had some kind of somewhat weird, uncomfortable, strange, dark ones. This one's a little bit more wholesome. So we're just going to give this one a check out as well. Right. Florida man creates app to help identify snakes.
I've seen them in a whole different light. They're beautiful creatures, and I'm really, learning how important they are.
And he hopes the app users do as well.
The fear kind of goes away, and they realize, okay, well, we'll let that snake live out in the garden now. We won't harm it.
So now the audio on
pretty
this
snake.
video is a bit odd, but essentially what happened was, I don't know why we're looking at Jackson there.
Pictures capture another moment.
Exit full screen. Leave me alone.
What's happening?
What kind of snake is this and can it hurt me? It's a common question. And the social media post that this guy made. And essentially what he did is he made an app where people can take or snap a picture of a snake, and then he partnered together with a bunch of different snake experts and biologists, etc., and they will get back to them as soon as possible and let them know if it is a dangerous snake or a harmless snake. So it's just kind of neat. It's low tech. I mean, it's just literally a forum essentially that has some standby 25 biologists / snakes experts or whatever, but it's a start.
Yeah, hello. Is this the herpetologist in Fort Lauderdale? Yeah, a snake bit me like 4 hours ago. It looks like that. Am I gonna die? Oh, I should have died 2 hours ago? All right, cool.
So, this next one here, I'm just saying, another thing that's kind of tough in Florida is trying to keep your freaking pets. You can't just have any stinking pet. So this
that
woman,
thumbnail is so cute. It's like a little puppy.
This woman, she's trying to fight to keep her alligator pet. So let's give her a look.
You know, many of us have pets we love, and we would do anything in the world to keep them. And one Lakeland woman says that her gator is no different than a dog or a cat.
But Fish and Wildlife officials disagree with that, and now she is fighting to keep her Rambo. Alcides is live with the gator and its owner this morning. It's a paperwork issue. It's the size of the gator. There's a lot going on here, right?
There is a lot going on. Originally, when she signed for permission, she wrote a different address, a place that she used to work at. She is no longer there. And in retrospect, she should have put this address down, and that would have prevented.
What's up?
Back it up just a few seconds to the guy's name.
Oh.
Alcides Segway.
That's the full name? Okay.
Alcides Segway. That is, I believe, how Segway is spelled. But hey, did y'all see this Segway?
Oh my God.
She should have put this address down,
Really?
and that would have prevented half of this.
Really.
But there's a lot more to this story, as what we're just.
I'm just saying, you can't give me crap for Rick Rolling anymore if you're going to be making
I sure
jokes like
can.
that.
It's a pun on the guy's name, but the jokes write themselves. Please continue.
Talking about a little while ago. Mary Thorne, thanks so much for being with us, and Rambo as well. And I just, I just cannot fathom what's going on right here. I mean, this gator is just, and you were saying he's not sedated. I mean, this is his routine.
Yes, this is his routine. He's a big black baby.
Not gonna lie.
What's going on?
What I need people to know is, if you can help me out by letting the FWC know that I do want to keep him, that nobody's in harm, and that he needs to stay where he's used to, because if not, alligators are high stressed, and the stress level can kill him.
And he's a rescue gator, and he was taken.
The stress level will kill him. Come on, lady.
I actually have
outta
read
here.
something about that. Alligators are very high-stressed animals. I have read that somewhere. I don't know so
They're
much
also
about
a fucking
killing
predator.
him. They are a predator, yes, but I also know that alligators and crocodiles both have very high emotional levels, and they are subject to a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get attacked by an alligator, just fucking call it a few names.
Yeah, just tell it that tell it that its TikTok has only got like 2 followers. But I had read somewhere that like a change in current,
Really?
without even a change in temperature in gator infested waters, can lead to a lot of deaths in the alligator population.
Wow. Well, let's give this a little bit more here.
You rescued him along with 4 other gators. 4 of those actually passed away for a variety of reasons, including a sun disease, right? And he's allergic to the sun.
Yes, if he gets out in the sun, he'll sunburn just like we do, but he can't regulate the heat, and he'll roll over and die.
And the reason we're outside now is because it's partly cloudy. It's important to mention that, the humidity and the moisture and the whole deal. That's the only reason we can be outside with him. How do you live with him? Because he stays in your house.
Well, I live with him just like you would your kid. You know, you get used to things that your kids do. I get used to things that he does. Like if he wants to go to the bathroom, since he's potty trained, he'll come and he'll tap his nose on my leg, you know, and I'll pick him up and bring him out and let him go. I don't let him outside alone at all, you know, and he doesn't want to because it's too hot for him. So he stays in the house, he watches TV, he swims in his pool, he plays with the animals.
You got an 8-by-8-foot pool, pool inside your house.
Right, and it is inspected by the FWC every year.
This is wild.
So,
you know,
this guy's not happening.
It's not something you see every day. What do you tell people, even on social media, because we were Facebooking this a little while ago live, and people were saying you're crazy. Other people were saying you're a beautiful woman for doing this.
A lot of people, after they get to know his story, are compassionate with it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, you know, you just got to let them have their own opinions. You know, to me, it's not about them, it's about him.
Yeah. And about you, I got to tell you, because you're very attached to Rambo. And
yes.
You don't want to lose Rambo.
I am very attached, but even if I am at a place and I see you know, people are picking on him or he's getting a little restless, you know, I'll take him, I'll sit away from the people with him, get him calmed down, and then put him back out. He's raised thousands and thousands of dollars for charities. He's done more public service than I believe anybody. If you go in my house, it's all over the walls. It's in the van, and there's papers of thank you, and schools, and the fish and wildlife come get him to take him to schools and do their education with him, and everything else. Wild gators.
Obviously, you can't do anything.
You can catch things from wild gators that make you sick, so they'd rather come get him.
Mary, thank you, and I'm running out of time, else I'd keep asking you questions. And just, you know, she said it treats him like family, like a child. She brushes Rambo's teeth once a day. He's pottied, and the next step at this point is she has to ask a judge for special permission to keep Rambo because he is over that 4-foot range and her property is less than 2.5 acres. So she's going to ask the judge for special permission and hopes that he or she is lenient enough to allow that. But I got to tell you, and so we've been here since 5:30 this morning, and what she's been able to do with this alligator is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Back to you.
All right, I'll see you.
Wow. That's some serious dedication for Rambo. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think I'm going to see what became of that. Rambo the alligator. Whoops. Her. All right. After spending 11 years with Thorne, Rambo grew to be over 6 feet long, but the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission guidelines state that a captured alligator like Rambo to live on 2.5 acres of land. Okay, that doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
That was in 2019.
Is Rambo still there?
Florida woman gets licensed to keep her pet alligator.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
It has a happy ending.
Yay!
Yay! Yay, Rambo.
Well,
that's actually kind of goddamn adorable.
Since we had a kind of somewhat positive note, now we have to have kind of a little bit of a negative one.
That's just how the world works
yeah.
now, isn't it, Jason?
It's black or white in Florida. It's either like, yay, I get to keep my alligator, or it's pretty crazy. But this next one, Florida man wakes up to find home gone in tornado. Let's give her a look.
John Plitzis was one of the Washington County residents whose home was destroyed by Thursday morning storm.
I heard a bunch of noise, wind.
And he almost slept through it.
I went to get up. I opened the door to my bedroom.
But his bedroom, untouched.
No house left. Gone.
It was the only room
Seems
standing.
There's somebody or higher power that wants me here.
Initially, he didn't believe that his home was now a pile of debris.
I think I turned around when I was going to go back to sleep. I said, this is a dream.
The roof was gone. Brick walls had crumbled.
But it wasn't. It wasn't.
And his neighborhood left in shambles.
Did you see my car? That was pointing the other way. Spun around. There's a generator over there in the backyard. Just everything went blowing all over. I was finding my clothes across the street.
Plitzis is now working with his insurance company to rebuild his life in his home. And he only has one way to describe the experience.
Blessed. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Because if that would have moved over 6 inches, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
There you go.
Well,
could you sleep through a tornado?
probably. I've slept through my alarm enough times that I feel confident.
There you go.
I genuinely do.
What do we got next?
Next up, we have a woman dressed like Catwoman accused of trying to rob Miami Gardens gas station store. And a man at a strip mall at gunpoint.
Dang. That's very Floridian of her.
It's very Floridian, but also very on point. Catwoman was a criminal.
There you go. There you go.
Well, is.
Do you think any like Catwoman enthusiasts were upset about this for, portraying a bad stereotype?
I don't know of any Catwoman enthusiasts, although I will say that Michelle Pfeiffer is fucking hot.
Kenzie says, have you heard of a tornado?
I have heard of a tornado. I live in Iowa. We just had a tornado recently that killed 7 people.
There you go. So let's check this out.
And now in just one station, a woman masked up, and she was not just masquerading as a thief, she was also packing heat. At a gas station was the only spot she tried to hit.
In this exclusive, Jessica Holley reports it wasn't long before she was taken down, though.
Taken down.
It wasn't your standard stick-up. A woman strolling into a Miami Gardens mobile mart, dressing the part, wearing all black, long gloves, a mask, and pointing a gun at the store manager.
She told me, give me $500. Or I should.
I mean, I think that it's kind of slightly annoying that they're trying to say that she's dressed like Catwoman, but she's just wearing
she's wearing a fetish mask and latex.
That's not Catwoman, dude.
Although I will say this, the original Catwoman on the 60s Batman TV show kind of had that aesthetic.
Okay.
A rubber suit with a sort of frilly mask. Played by Eartha Kitt, if memory serves.
So she's going retro.
Yeah, why not? Retro is the best.
Yeah, there you go.
And pointing a gun at the store manager.
She told me, give me $500 or I'll shoot you. Give me $500, I'll shoot you.
It happened Thursday morning inside this gas station at the corner of 183rd Street and 27th Avenue. Mohammed Zaman says he was working in the middle of the store when the woman walked in, and he knew something wasn't right.
I went inside.
He quickly went inside
They had
the
to do the
bulletproof
reenactment.
cashier's corner and locked the door. And after she threatened him,
I called police right away. Then she left.
But she wasn't done yet. According to police, she headed to this shopping strip just down the street and tried to rob another man. Police would catch up with 24-year-old Mandy Marlene Moore about a half a mile away.
Mean mugging, dude.
House arrest? Moore making her first appearance in court Friday, charged with 2 counts of attempted armed robbery while wearing a mask.
Yes, I'll never do that again.
Back at the mobile mart, Zaman is spending more time inside the store's secure space.
Thank God I was inside. If I am outside, she might kill me.
He says the city needs to focus on making this area safer, adding crimes like this one are happening far too often.
Yeah, pretty crazy. When
Fairly
you live
crazy,
in Florida,
yes.
when you live in
Yes.
Florida, it's just a crazy place at all
Well,
times.
Florida is as Florida does. And that is crazy.
I can't disagree with that.
But I do have to point one thing out.
What's that?
That woman in her mugshot She looked like exactly the type that would bust up in tears upon being given a 1-week sentence while also trying to look hard for her mugshot.
Did you say that that was a mean mug?
Yeah, in the mugshot it was.
Well, there you go.
But also, another thing I kind of just noticed about the whole she demanded $500.
$500.
Are stick-ups really that specific generally? Like
what if he had $700? He had $700 in the cash register.
What if he had 500,000? And she only wanted 500 of it.
All I need is 500, dude.
Yeah, but
it's very specific.
If I were to walk into a bank with a gun and say, "Give me 88 cents right now," would I get weird looks?
I mean, you'd get charged with armed robbery, but
sure. But would they pass me 3/4 a dime and 3 pennies?
If you're pointing a gun at them, probably.
Yep, probably.
Such is life. Such is life.
'Tis.
So this next one, video time. You want to
Video.
give a quick read to this headline here?
I absolutely can do that, unless you want to.
Go ahead.
All right. Driver shoots through windshield on freeway in self-defense.
You've seen it in action movies, guys pulling out guns during car chases and shooting right through the windshield. Well, this was not something out of Hollywood. This guy says he was defending himself during a pretty intense road rage incident.
How crazy is this? A motorist zips down a Florida highway while shooting through his windshield. Shards of glass fly as his passenger freaks out. The shooter, identified as Marco Mazzetta, says he was
trying to
defending
open the
himself
door
in a wild case of road rage. Moments earlier, he says he brake checked another driver in a Nissan he thought was tailgating him, causing the other driver to bump him from behind.
It's like, oh no,
the
you
Nissan
did.
then speeds around Mazzetta's truck, and when you blow up the video, it looks like he has a gun.
Oh.
Mazzetta then pulls his gun from his waistband and starts shooting. The whole incident lasts about 8 minutes before the Nissan drives
8 minutes?
off.
Oh my gosh, that's actually
Mazzetta says after
pretty
the
freaking
incident,
long. Craziness. Like I said, Florida is just a crazy place. And apparently everybody has dash cams that shoot video front and back.
Shoot video,
Yeah, they do.
But that passenger was the star of the show here. Dude was seriously trying to open the door, and if you looked at the bottom during that video, it said 101 miles per hour.
Let me see here.
Shooting through his windshield.
89 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Watch it. Watch. Yeah, he's like reaching for the handle. Ah, man, don't do that.
Doesn't seem very smart there.
No, not at all. But kudos to the driver for being able to multitask driving and shooting.
Yeah.
Shot on the run. Hell yeah, that's a third level feat in D&D.
So we've had some negative ones. Let's have a positive one. A positive Florida woman. So, Fort Myers teacher, single mother of 3. She's going to close soon on a Habitat for Humanity home. That's nice.
Although
she
I
works
do want to point
full-time
out
teaching history to Lee County students, but could not.
Before we go into this, I do want to kind of point out, and my mother, having been a teacher herself, has talked on this to me in the past. Teachers are severely, criminally, and ridiculously underpaid for what they do. My family wasn't exactly struggling because, well, not to boast here, but I had a 2-parent household. My dad was working full-time at a prison. My mother was working as a teacher. We were decently well off. We were not the most well-to-do in the neighborhood, but we got by. But according to my mother, my dad was making $20-ish an hour at the time, and she was making less than that as a teacher.
Well, that's
That ain't
what
right.
happens when society doesn't prioritize that.
Society has not prioritized intelligence for a very long time. Hey,
There you go.
quit it.
Let's check this out.
Not find an affordable place to raise her own family until now. Sasha Johnson's a busy single mom to these 3 children, and she spent the last year working, getting her degree, and fulfilling the required hours to receive a home through Habitat for Humanity. With her hectic schedule, Johnson struggled meeting the 300 sweat equity hours that were required to move into the home. Her coworkers at Fort Myers Middle Academy were inspired by Johnson's motivation, and they stepped up to help.
We had 2 groups go out and we spent the day painting. I was with Sasha and we spent the day painting the inside and the outside of a home.
Still kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe like I'm gonna, own my actual own home. So it's really exciting.
And take a look. Soon, Johnson's going to be moving into this 4-bedroom home in Lee County with her children. As part of this process, she also had to take finance classes to make sure she's prepared to take on that 0 to low interest mortgage home. And we've put the information on the Wink News app if you're interested in trying to apply for a Habitat home. But it's really remarkable. I mean, 300 hours of volunteering and building part of the home is required. And she couldn't meet all of that because she has kids and a job. And so all of her coworkers said, you know what? We're going to help you out.
And that home is a labor of love.
Yes, it is.
That is something. That is something. Very wholesome.
Yeah. Good
Kudos
for her.
to that woman.
Good for her. And good for the school for backing her up.
Absolutely.
So there's this one's maybe a little funny, maybe a little weird.
Weird?
What do you got for us?
What do I got for us? I got a fart. Oh, it wasn't alone. Joking. Anyway. Tampa man's toilet shaped like Lars... Tampa man's toilet shaped like Lars Ulrich, acquired by a Denmark museum.
That is one beautiful toilet right there.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
yes, it is.
That
because fuck Lars Ulrich. Just in general, fuck Lars Ulrich. He made it very, very difficult for people to download music on the internet.
Yeah.
Back in the internet's infancy when Napster was still a thing.
Yeah.
I had Napster and I used it and I paid for it. But that asshole who said, oh, us recording artists who have millions of dollars in our pockets every day don't make enough money off of this.
Yeah.
So he is a fuckhead. And I hate him.
Boo.
He's a good drummer, though.
Well, there you go. So, apparently, the museum is kind of like a chain. It operates dozens of museums around the world. It's known for its vast collection of oddities and memorabilia. Man, I can't speak tonight. Anyway, in 2016, the company paid $4.8 million for the glittery dress worn by Marilyn Monroe as she serenaded President John F. Kennedy on his birthday. So this toilet was built by a Metallica superfan, he said. They wrote the first songs that meant something to me. Don't worry, he said, this will be featured in a gallery, not the bathroom. And he says, I could have done a urinal with James Hetfield, he said, but that's not where the creative spirit was leading me.
Where the spirit was leading me.
I mean, in Florida, man, the shitta is better than the pissa. It's just not where it leads him. You got to watch out for your animals getting MFing attacked in Florida. I mean, I'm just saying, first we saw bear attack. This time, alligator attack. And this guy is able to save his little poppers. Let's give her a look.
It was a wild encounter that took a terrifying turn in Florida.
Surveillance video shows the moment Richard Wilbanks jumped into action after an alligator grabbed his puppy Gunner and dragged the dog into the water behind his house.
Adrenaline kicked in, and I just went right in the water after the gator and Gunner.
For nearly 20 seconds, it was a wrestling match between man and gator. Richard with what appears to be a cigar in his mouth the entire time. Yeah. Gunner's life
He didn't
on the
even
line.
spit out his cigar.
In the end, Richard was able to pry Gunner from the small predator's grip, allowing the dog to say, "Later, gator."
Oh, it was just a shock. It happened so fast that, instinct just took over.
3-month-old Gunner managed to escape with only a small wound. Richard ended up with some cuts on his hands.
Everything's going through my mind. He said an alligator, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I really did not grasp it.
The dramatic rescue was captured as part of a research project where residents living near wildlife habitats allow cameras to be placed in their backyards.
Definitely not typical. It's not what we expected to see.
With more than 1 million alligators in the state of Florida, the chance of a person being hurt during an unprovoked gator attack is still rare, about 1 in 3.1 million, which means you have a better chance of being struck by lightning. Dogs are more likely to be attacked since they look similar to gators' prey.
We just need to respect wildlife, understand our surroundings, and take those precautions that we need to take in order to make sure that something like this never happens to anyone else.
A lesson Richard and Gunner are taking to heart. For Today, Joe Fryer.
Wow. Wow. That's some dedication.
This man is going to hold that over that dog's head.
Yeah.
If that dog ever shits on the carpet, he's going to be like, "You little bastard.
I saved
you know
your
what I
fucking
did
life
for you when you were a baby?"
I saved your life. Oh, man. So this next one, Florida man runs out of gas in stolen car while fleeing police, and then he gets a stay at the Golden Star Motel, interestingly enough. Kind of a short story here, but he was arrested after running from the sheriff's office in a stolen car and running out of gas. According to investigators, this sheriff's office deputy observed a stolen vehicle in the 2800 block of 57th Street, and the gentleman who was driving the stolen vehicle attempted to hide from the deputy by parking behind the gas station. Once the deputy entered the parking lot, the guy drove away at a high rate of speed and returned to Southeast 52nd. Traffic stop was initiated, and the guy failed to stop. Obviously, he's been running. He fled for several minutes before the vehicle ultimately began to slow down. Then the deputy attempted a pit maneuver, but the guy maintained control of the vehicle. This is Florida. You really have to hit it hard. I mean, you're going to have to, like... This guy has clearly played plenty of Grand Theft Auto, so you're going to have to do, like, the maximum moves to be able to get him knocked out of there.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I can tell by looking that he plays a lot of Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you he brags about his high score on zombies.
But the vehicle rolled to a complete stop a short distance away. It's discovered that the vehicle had run out of gas. He was taken into custody and advised he fled because he had a warrant. I don't understand that. Like, if you have a warrant, I mean, you think you're going to get away forever? I don't know. Maybe there are people that do get away forever. They probably go to a different state and then maybe jump to a different country or something. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, he got a bunch of charges, and he's being held at a $19,000 bond.
Yeesh.
Not to be confused with James Bond. So this is our last one for the day.
I'll take it from here, my friend.
Sounds good.
A Hudson man filmed a 4-year-old smoking a blunt and sent the video to his mother.
Dang. It's pretty
Got
messed
that
up, man.
pulled up there, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
see.
kind of
what we
covered
got
up a little
going
bit for
on.
chat, though. Me.
It's all right. I will read the article myself.
Very well.
A Hudson man was arrested on a child abuse charge after deputies said he had a 4-year-old child smoke what appears to be a blunt. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office said in early March, Jason Gwindon, 23, encouraged the child to smoke a blunt containing an unknown substance, filmed it, and sent the video to the child's mother. Gwindon was responsible for the child at the time. The child's mother then took the video to the sheriff's office. Deputies said the video showed the child taking the blunt from Gwindon, putting it in his mouth, and handing it back to Gwindon. There were also messages between Gwindon and the child's mother where Gwindon acknowledged that he took the video. Gwindon was taken to the Pasco County Jail. It is entirely possible that some of the individuals in these videos are suffering from a mental illness. If you or someone you know suffers from anger issues or mental illness, please do seek help.
Yeah.
Jason?
So I'm going to go over and we kind of didn't have much of a segue there. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and post a link to the Secular Therapy Project. They're an organization dedicated to identifying psychiatrists and psychologists in your area who aren't interested in pushing a religious doctrine in your time of need. So please get help if you feel like you need it. So what do you think of the episode so far? You think we ended on an interesting note?
Well, a blunt smoking baby absolutely is the top of the list.
Exactly.
A blunt smoking baby. Baby. All right, yes. Hey, Tiny Shields, first time I've seen you in chat. Welcome to the Fresh Squeeze podcast. Sucks that we're ending on that note, but still.
Well, do you have any advice?
As usual, wash your balls, but not in gator-infested waters.
Agreed. And yeah, I just want to say, if this is content that you like, please hit that like, subscribe, follow button, hit all the buttons, do all the things. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.
Before we go, I'm going to do what Schloobs normally does and say, Pete Davidson is a Florida man.